Prinz versus Kévin. Should be a pretty solid series going on here.
Nice.
Um,
What's the matchup here?
so I've queued up game one here, and it looks like Prinz is French and Kévin is German.
Hallo?
Um, so we'll go ahead and get this going, and can maybe talk a little bit about what sometimes happens in this matchup. It seems like
Boy shtick.
both these civs just kind of want to make some cav and then run around, maybe make like 5 musk or 5 pike, and then ultimately, they probably want to end up in H3.
Aufgabe, ja.
Yeah, I think Germany. I mean, I think kind of France is like a better late H3 composition, right? With cuirassiers and they're more upgradable and stuff.
Yeah.
So I think Germany's like pro is the tempo in early H3. So I think usually France kind of wants to do a little bit of damage in H2, like maybe make some musks like after some hus and try to take down the trading post in a house or something like that. I don't know. That's just what I would do. See what Kévin or Prinz has in plan. I guess Prinz is the French player.
Prince likes to mess around in H2 a little bit sometimes. And French is starting TP and German is starting market, which is pretty normal. There is, I don't know why I'm flaring it. I'm not flaring it to anybody but myself. There's this 100 food treasure here, which is, it'd be really nice because it looked at, I guess Prince isn't 10-10ing. I thought for a second he might be, but now he has some bills on wood. He might have thought if I can get that treasure for free, then I'll 10-10, or 12-10, I'm sorry. But now that it's getting contested, he's like, nah. I think I'm gonna make a house.
I agree. It's a nice adaptation from him, and he's still gonna get his 3 CDB and all that good stuff on time.
Yeah, and really, 13 Vils is perfectly fine, I think. With French, you're still faster than German, and still quite good.
Yeah, and I think he's still gonna try to go for this 100 food for that kind of idleless 13 Vil HF,
Yeah.
and he's gonna use his Nat Scout to get LOS on Kevin's Explorer and probably snare him. Probably,
Yeah.
although he doesn't really snare on DE, right? That's an RE thing, but he's at least gonna prevent him from getting the treasure.
You gotta be a little careful because his native scout is running quite low on HP, and it's really important to have it. Although it looks like he'll escape just fine, and Kevin's Explorer getting snared here. That's no fun because it means it's gonna be a lot harder for him to take a TP. Being low HP and kind of just getting harassed by this French Explorer. Oh,
Yeah.
and Prince just kind of let him get away for some reason.
Aufgabe.
Oh, if Kevin broke that snare. Prince wasn't in melee or what's up, but nice break for Kevin because Prince had a pretty good H1.
And Prince,
real quick,
yeah, go ahead.
I see in the Discord Cookie said that your voice is a little low compared to mine.
Okay. Yeah, we can deal with that. Let me turn you down a little bit and then just turn everything up. Okay, go for a little talking.
My name is SirCallen, and I like to lead.
Nice. Okay, well, I've got no idea if it's better or not, but we'll just hope that it is.
Okay.
But yeah, we got French aging up 13ville, although I think he idled a little bit because that thing happened where he had like 6 vills on one hunt that was really far away from any other hunt, and it ran out like right before he was going to age.
Yeah.
That really sucks. And he just went in and stole Kevin's treasure here. That's only 70 coin, but still kind of annoying.
Yeah,
Also,
for sure.
Kévin can't really go for... He's going to struggle going for a TP because his Explorer is only on 95 HP. So if he gets harassed by... like he's getting harassed by the French Explorer here, and you know, he's only on 95 HP. So I guess he's gonna try to go all the way to the left side, but Prince's native scout is in pretty good position to kind of pick him off, although he's moving away now. So it looks like Kévin will get this TP up kind of unharassed.
Yeah, I think that TP is gonna go up.
Yeah, definitely will. Although I think it is a little bit late, but
wait, so I wanted to real quick bring up before we get too far into the game. You know, on the most recent patch, how they like added the health bars for like the deer that you killed in H1.
yeah.
How do you feel about that? Do you like it, or do you think it's annoying?
I mean, I think it's kind of annoying because if you want to see it, I mean, you could just click on it, and like every once in a while, it's annoying to try to click on it. I mean, ultimately, I don't really like care. It's probably good for like maybe people who aren't as used to monitoring how much food is on their hunts. But I mean,
it's
overall,
cool.
I
Just
don't really care, I guess.
yeah, I guess it just feels a little cluttered for me. Interesting. Okay, so Kévin is dropping down an in-base barracks, which we don't. I don't know. I feel like that's a little atypical.
Yeah, it definitely is. You know, there's kind of advantages and disadvantages to it. You know, he can just make pike, which are a lot cheaper than making Ulan to defend raids, but you know, he's not really going to be able to like raid very well himself because he's always going to be down in cav. He will get to pressure the TP line too, but I mean, Prince only has one TP, so like it's not that big a deal.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's just, you know, it's easier to outplay. It also means that Prince is probably gonna add when he sees the pikes, he's definitely gonna add a barracks in H2.
Yeah. Not sure how well, I guess you have to make a second batch of pikes here to defend against raids.
5 Hus beat 5 pike pretty handily.
Yeah.
But it looks like Prince only got 4 Hus out, I want to say.
Yeah, he did. And Prince is going for that big XP treasure.
Ooh, that's nice, actually.
Yeah,
Maybe.
although he could get, you know, he's using basically all his Hus to go for that. He's losing his TP, although he did, like, his native scout perfectly saw the pikes. Kévin still got just 5 pikes idle on his barracks for some reason. I guess he doesn't notice, and I know I've had issues with like military shipment waypoint like just not being able to be changed. So then you just have a billion units idling outside your military unit structure that you don't know about.
I think it's kind of intentional though, because I think you wanted some in base in case Prince came into raid.
He definitely adjusted them after they were standing outside of the barracks. And it looks like actually Prince is not really gonna mess around in H2 at all. Looks like he's probably just gonna H off this one, and he is losing Hus. I think he lost a Hus and a half there. But it looks like he's gonna he caught Kévin's Ulan, so kind of even. And I guess here's the disadvantage now is that Prince is about to age, and since Kévin made 15 pikes that haven't, you know, done all that much, he's going to be aging a lot later.
Taking a batch of bows in queue. I think I saw bows in queue, which is
yeah, he's got 5 bows in queue. And
that's really weird. It's not really going to hit any sort of timing. I feel like it's just gonna.
Then he's queued up another batch, and Prince has got to be just about Prince is about to queue that age up.
Nice. Yeah, he's hitting that button. He's losing Hus though, so I mean, if Kévin pushes his advantage right here, I think actually maybe like a house in the market could be in trouble.
Definitely do some damage to Prince's infrastructure. Let's see. Yeah, he's making one more batch, it looks like, and he's actually making a stable while shipping coin, so I assume he's going to use this coin and age off. Although he could just add Ulan. Although I don't really think that would be that good. I think you definitely want to. Yeah, okay. He's moved all his Zills off coin now that he's at 300. So he's definitely gonna be. He's definitely gonna be aging here, and it just feels like now he's just got this kind of useless mass of, you know, bow pike that are just gonna kind of not really do very much for skirms. And he's kind of coming in a little bit late. I mean, he'll take down probably the house. But in the grand scheme of things, you know, 15 pike, first one house, like maybe a market. Prinz actually calling Minutemen, so he won't lose more than just that house. And he's shipping goons first. Kévin needs to be a little careful. He's kind of hemorrhaging pikes here.
I don't know. I think he can actually get this stable down. This might be a really good trade for him.
I think he will get it down. I don't know if it's like in terms of value, it's not that good. But what else are those pikes gonna do? Like,
right, you kind of want to trade him off. I feel like there's no one like good enough in AoE3 to like get value out of their H2 units, like their shitty crossbow pike ones. I think everyone just tries to trade them off.
Yeah, I mean that's just the easier thing to do, right?
Yeah, but I mean I remember watching some H2O games from like back in his prime or whatever, or like maybe even like around like 2015 or whatever when he was playing actively. And he would always try to save, you know, 3 pikes or whatever, and then you would put them to use. It's kind of cool, but well, I mean, Kevin's actually getting a lot of value here. Stable, house,
stable, house, market. And he's about to have to back off because these skirms come in, but he's up himself. And yeah, I think he should. I guess he's just like, well, these pikes are useless, so I'm just gonna delete them to kill the market. But with these 8 skirms about to pop, Prinz will easily repel this. I'm not sure. I feel like Kévin should just go back here, but I guess he's just excited. He doesn't like the pikes.
Yeah, it's just once these units gone.
Yeah.
I don't know, but like Prinz is ahead in score. I honestly don't know really who came out ahead in that trade.
Well, like resource-wise, Prinz definitely did, but it kind of slowed him down a lot and kind of nullified the advantage he had from aging a lot faster.
He's got to chop a lot of wood to make up for that, because I don't really think he can get away with shipping 1k wood.
Yeah. Yeah, and he has no market, which is really annoying looking at his res. Like, you just want to do that quick sell some coin to make a house, but
it's always a bad feeling when you're housed and you also don't have a market, because sometimes I don't know which one to build first.
He is dropping another market, so I wonder if we'll see any Sir Musket trades going on. And he's trying to ship 1k wood, and Kévin is shipping 9 Ulan and getting vet Ulan, and you know, I'm just not sure how that's gonna work out. Like, I mean, his mass is just not that big. Okay, he canceled it. He canceled it and is shipping cannons.
Yeah. I don't know. It seems early for cannons though. I feel like he doesn't have enough mass to defend them.
Yeah.
I think cannons are good in this matchup once Germany is sort of gone for Jaegers, or something like that. I don't know. We'll see how it works out. Apparently I'm still too high / you're too low volume wise.
Okay. Hopefully nothing exciting happens. Maybe I'll just talk a little bit louder for now, and then I'll actually go in and turn my mic up after this, because I don't really want to like look away for. I mean, I guess you could just pause it, but
I'll put my mic, I think, maybe a little further away.
No, I'll just turn you down to like 90%.
Okay.
But yeah, Prinz pushing in here, or Kévin pushing in here, and he's got a pretty big mass. not gonna lie. Although I say that, and actually I think Prinz has the bigger mass and really the better composition. As we know, war wagons are just, you know, not that great. And cannons, obviously, pretty good unit. So.
Yeah, interesting. I feel like this is kind of playing into France's hands here. I think Germany, they don't have the advantage in sort of the first big H3 push.
Yeah.
It's going to be harder for them to claw back in.
Yeah, agreed. Because when you start getting like French adding cuirassé and cav combat and stuff, it becomes hard to deal with, and war wagons just not that good of a unit, TBH.
Really underwhelming. They just get sniped so easily with that melee resist, and
I think looking at the UI, Kévin does have maybe a bit of a better eco. But the unit population is about the same. Looks like Kévin's at 72, and well, I guess Prinz is at 58, so I guess it's a decent advantage for Kévin. But Prinz does have cav combat coming in, and Kévin's shipping 8 Ulan, so that's probably gonna, you know, he probably wants to try to make something happen with that. Because if your opponent ships cav combat and you ship a military shipment, like, kind of the longer you just trade out, the better it is, obviously, for your opponent.
yeah, the 8 Ulan right click actually could be pretty. It could work here.
Yeah, I think he'll have, let's see, he's got 16 now, plus 8, 24, and he's got 3 more in queue, so that'll be 27, 28. Yeah, he'll have just about 30 Ulans, which is, I mean, there are, let's see, how many goons here? There are 21 goons, you know, so that is a decent amount of goons, but if he is sloppy with his unit control, that could be rough. And Kévin, too, is he's splitting off Ulans to each side to try to raid a little bit. Actually, it's kind of annoying. He's coming to raid the left side right as Prince's army is leaving. And here's the 13 Ulans coming in.
That would really tell me. It's also really easy if you're Prince here to get tunnel visioned and just sort of look at this giant mass of blue units and miss the Ulan raid. But he does notice it.
Yeah,
that's
he
good
kills
for
them
him.
both. And I think
hopefully there aren't. Are there CDBs in that tower?
No, I think he lost 1 or 2 bills earlier, but he did manage to evacuate. Mostly. And Kévin's still going. He's going war wagon. He's got let's see, 10 war wagons. So this will make 15, and I think he can pretty easily deal with the cannons with these 15 war wagons. But you know,
I mean, at this point, the cannons don't even represent that much for Prince because Kévin has like 8 scurv.
Yeah, he's got like 8 scurv and like everything else have.
Yeah, it's really weird. Like,
I feel like he's depending on Ulan a little too much.
That's what I feel like too.
Like I feel like.
I mean,
go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say like the Ulan right click is good, but you kind of like not after it's been scouted, you know?
Yeah,
like,
and I think it's very good like early fortress. As you know, French gets more and more units out, they just become not quite as good. Kévin is getting cav combat in, which is a really nice, you know, 15%. And that's one nice thing about war wagons is their base stuff is so high that you know, 15% for them is quite good.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I mean, I think at some point fairly soon there's just going to be one big fight, and then whoever wins the fight just wins the game. And Kévin is up 115 to 88 military pop.
Damn, Germany. Oh, it's interesting. Interjections calculator has to make a return for DD because the CDBs aren't. You have to multiply that pop by 1.25.
Yeah. Although I feel like this might, although I'm not positive, Actually, no, there's no way
think
it
so.
does. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. Because he wouldn't be down 46 to 35. But yeah, the
Oh,
cannon's getting deleted.
Nice. All the
Ulan were kind of dealt with a little bit, but I think that even though Germany's got a bigger mass, it's like he doesn't really have very many units that kill units. Like he's trying to come in with the Ulan flank, and that is a lot. That's a lot.
But this looks like good positioning for Prinz. Like
Yeah, he's kind of in the houses. You know, the hand cav's probably not going to path well. He's already used Minutemen, but there's like really, as long as there's just not that many skirms for Kévin. Like I think the skirm count is, let's see, Prinz has got 13, Kevin's got 16, so the skirm count's about even. But Prinz has got 25 goons, which is, you know, goons good unit. So Kévin shipping the infamous Jaeger shipment, the GG shipment as some have called it in the past.
Honestly, that might be GG shipment now because without the Falcons and I mean, France doesn't really have the eco either to go for like a big cure switch, and there are too many war wagons. Like somehow Kévin has just sort of, by means of attrition, I think, taken a pretty advantageous spot here.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how you deal with. I mean, like Prinz is shipping 3 cuirassay. Like, I mean, that's just not going to do very much versus, you know, 12 Jaegers when there's like 10 war wagon on the field.
Yeah, he is low on coin though. Like, where is Kevin's next mine?
It's got to be
walking
the
these
top.
Did he scout that?
Right. Actually, he probably hasn't. No, he has not. Neither player scouted it.
Because he's moving his vills in a weird place right now, and it's
man,
not
that's
good for him.
Kind of bad luck. But even without training another unit, I just am not sure how Prinz deals with this mass.
Yeah.
He's training cuirassay, which obviously is nice, but you know, there's Ulan there to block, there's 10 war wagon in the back to kind of DPS them down. So even though Kevin's about to lose like 4 vills, and not really be getting out very many units, as he hasn't mined gold in like 2 minutes, this is just a lot of units. Like,
Yeah, I think he's just gonna right click, and I think he'll. Oh, okay. Prinz is pretty proactive about moving the CDG.
yeah, he evacuated them.
But yeah, he can't really take this fight. I don't think.
No, he can't, and I don't really know what he can ever do to be able to take this fight. Like, he's just got way less units. Like,
yeah.
And normally his units are better or the same, but Jaeger's pretty good.
Yeah, somehow it just like hasn't been able to get out as much stuff, or has been taking kind of poor trades. And right now he's got 20 idle CPUs, so his reinforcement's not going to be great. But he does have a batch of almost 5 cures in queue. So he can kind of bait Kévin into overcommitting here, but I think Kevin's he's just going to kite with Jaegers. That's the smart thing to do here.
Yeah, I mean, Prinz is never going to be able to contest this skirm mass. So I guess that's why adding cures is, you know, a good thing to do. But I don't think there's going to be enough. I mean, there's 13. They've got cav combat, nothing else. And they're not getting on the skirms. They're shredding the Ulan, but they're just about all dead. And now Kevin's just got, you know, way more and way better skirms. Like,
yeah. Prinz's skirm. Dude, it looked like Prinz's skirms were just not able to one-shot a war wagon. Like they were taking it down to like 15 HP or something.
Yeah, that's rough. And this is just looking like you know, game over for the French player here, I think.
Yeah, I agree. Doing a little fancy pull there. Kind of showing off his mechanics here in when the game's kind of over.
Yeah. And Kévin shipping 7 skirms now, which kind of will even more solidify his skirm lead. He's killing houses, which at this point don't really matter because, you know, Prince's whole army is gone, so he's not gonna, you know, he's not having population problems, but...
Yeah, I guess it's just something to do while you kind of re-macro home or something.
Yeah.
He should really be, I mean, I guess, like, he should be trying to pressure Prince's resources and stuff, or go for the military production buildings, like the stable there, but, he's in just such a...
I mean, he's probably looking at the scores and just thinking, you know, at this point, it doesn't matter what I do.
Yeah, probably doing like a kind of Kaiser climb, like I've kind of stopped playing sort of thing.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, he's down 100 legacy score, like...
Yeah.
He's close, no, I guess he's not that close to being out of gold. He's still got 1,399, but... I mean, again, you know, he's just never ever in a billion years going to be able to mass enough to compete with Kevin's mass. It felt like at a point he just kind of stopped making skirms.
Yeah, I think after that fight where he lost the cannons and kind of took a bad trade, he realized he was behind, and when you're behind, it's hard to get back into it by just going for the skirm war. So I think he just went for a big cure switch and kind of crossed his fingers, but it wasn't enough.
Yeah, that's one thing that war wagons aren't, you know, because they've got that hand resist, melee resist rather. They're not that bad at dealing with cures. Although you can't really kite that well, but you know, they do, you know, these guys are doing 58 times 3. That's a lot of damage. Yeah.
Because, like, it feels like war wagons sometimes have a problem with overkill, but because of their such high attack, but because cures are such a beefy unit, I think that they actually do, like, I feel like they perform their role as like a goon type unit best versus cure Sarah, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And, yeah, it looked like really Kévin was just basically the entire game. He was just up in military unit population, and the cannon deletion obviously didn't help Prince, and you know, it's harder to win fights when you have less stuff, so.
I mean, really nice game from Kévin. I don't know if Kevin's underdog or not. I think it kind of depends on how much Prince has been playing. But really nice of him. Traditionally, he's the underdog. It's really nice of him to take game 1 off of Prince there. I guess like Prince just maybe, like you said, hemorrhaged a little, you know, a few too many units in H2, and sort of couldn't really ever claw himself back in the military population graph.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're behind versus German, you know, it's kind of hard to come back. So it looks like this, we'll go ahead and move on to game 2. Well played to Kévin in game 1. Looks like game 2 is on Baja, California. Looks like Kévin is Chinese. We've got Prince playing Brit. And I think traditionally this matchup's been, you know, a little bit difficult for China. Perhaps with the recent China buffs, things might be a little bit less difficult for them than they traditionally have been. But I think many people would say that traditionally Brit does okay versus China. Perhaps as you know, your main squeeze is the Brits, or has been, so you can probably provide a little bit of insight on that.
Yeah, I agree with the sentiment that it's a pretty good matchup for Brit. At least back in the days of BP, you know, China was kind of buffed on BE a bit with like cheaper villages and stuff. But while I think it's a good matchup for Brit, I don't think it's like a hard. I don't think Brit is a hard counter to China. Diaruga for a while thought that like the matchup was just unwinnable as China if Brit does like some sort of BCFF, but I think if China goes for a very aggressive FF or goes for an FI against that style of play, it's really kind of close. Brit has to play really well because you're just going to run out of tons of res really early. So yeah, I think it's pretty close. I'll just be interested to see what both players do because the map is Baja. There are like water options.
And
Kevin's building the middle TP.
yeah,
That's weird.
and when you build the middle TP, you normally you just want to sprint there because if you sprint there, you get the first pass. But Kévin didn't, and now it's gonna be, you know, it literally passed like 5 seconds after he built it, and it's gonna be a long time till he gets that pass. So I think maybe it would have been more prudent for him to go to either of the other TPs, and he would have gotten the pass earlier.
Kind of feels bad, but missing the pass isn't the biggest thing as China because usually you can't even send northern refugees right away anyways because
yeah, you gotta have your house up.
Yeah, but I guess now that houses are, I think they're 180 wood.
Yeah, they're 180.
Yeah, I'm still, I used to, China was my side squeeze for a while, kind of like GUA, but that was back when villages were 200 wood. I kind of stopped playing them, so I'm not all up to date on current China.
Yeah, China was the main squeeze for me as well in years past, but they just recently had felt a little bit underwhelming.
Yeah.
But anyway, back kind of to this specific game. It looks like neither player really has a hard water deck. They both players have their kind of boat shipments, and then Kévin has the European cannons, which gives additional range. But I don't think we'll see either player actually water booming here.
Maybe not.
Both just kind of going for kind of traditional stuff. Brit going for 2 houses and a 17 village up. China's probably going to do a 16 village up. Be up a little bit later than Brit, but that's just kind of how the Civ plays out.
I'm kind of, I mean, going for 2 manors tells me that Prinz kind of wants to do a little something in H2. I think otherwise going for the early TP in BC is just way better. I don't know. Maybe Goodspeed has influenced me a little too much, but VC just feels really strong on DE. So I think he wants to do some sort of like must-cuss kind of timing play, which is a valid way to play this matchup. People have been doing that, winning games like that for a long time. So we'll see if he sends a forward villager or not.
And Kévin might have a small hunt problem. Both these, he's got about 8 vills on the bottom of his TC here that, you know, are about to run out, and there's definitely not room on these other animals for them to eat. Really, he should probably pull his goat down here. I mean, maybe the other vills can gather the food, but there's kind of very unlucky timing for him. Like, he's probably aging like 5-10 seconds slower than he would be otherwise. Because yeah, normally you want to be clicking up with China at about 325-ish.
Yeah, that goat would have been nice. Typically start eating that goat around like 3 minutes, but
Yeah.
you know, Baja's weird because it's one of those maps where for some reason your starting hunt is just like minus a deer from every other map. And China like has to eat a lot of food in age 1 to age. So, you know, a bit of a China pro tip for you China main squeeze or side squeeze players out there, either one. Use your villager you get from northern refugees at the village and send that to start herding your second hunt in age 1. I think it's kind of nice, it's prudent to do that. Just feels better.
Yeah.
You know.
And eating the goat is, I used to not think eating the goat was that good, but I've changed my mind. I think eating the goat is really nice.
I don't know if it's like DE in particular or what, but it just, I think it's become really meta to eat livestock in H1 to just speed up your H2 time so that you can get access to like the powerful H2 shipments. Like for China, you can just speed up your whole FF just by getting 700 coin in sooner. And yeah, I think eating livestock in H1 is a good thing to do.
Yeah, and it's worth noting now in this game that Kevin's going to be playing H2. He's got a lot of bills on wood. And we will probably see him drop a barracks almost immediately on age up. He'll probably ship wood first, I assume, and then maybe units afterwards. Yeah, there's the War Academy, and yeah, wood's coming in.
This
Prinz
feels like
only getting out 3 musket is a little bit sad here.
I don't think Prinz has scouted that Kevin's playing
Yeah,
H2.
he hasn't. He hasn't been on Kevin's side of the map in several minutes. So it could catch him unawares, and as we know, China H2 has been buffed a little bit recently. I don't even... I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember the exact buffs, but...
I mean, they have that convert card in H2 though, but it's so bad.
Yeah.
It's like so bad, so bad.
Prinz only getting out 3 more musk. Oh, he's already
Yeah.
at Huss. Okay.
Oh, that's a nice early stable actually. I mean, this is kind of typical of like Brit early H2. It takes a lot of villager seconds to even just build a manor. So you have a lot, even though you have a lot of bills, a lot of them aren't gathering in early H2 just because you're hitting that manor button, you're throwing them down. So it's not uncommon to get like 3 musk batches out if you're just sort of going for a loosey-goosey kind of manor build order. So, but I mean, Kevin's H2, if he hits like a kind of a big mass timing here and counter push, he's shipping the stuff right now.
He's shipping shitty riders instead of an actually useful shipment.
Yeah, I don't know why he doesn't ship like bows or pikes.
Yeah. Like these guys are just so bad. Like I'm pretty sure 3 Huss beat like all 7.
Does he want to raid with them? Maybe, I don't know, but like Brit isn't really out
but
on
now
that.
Brit has Huss out, so and
Yeah.
Kevin not gonna lose a bill there. Oh no, his pike are out of position. He's probably gonna lose 2 bows, maybe 3. Oh, they're pathing horribly.
It feels like Brit can't lose it, surely.
Yeah, I don't
know.
I don't really think China can beat Brit playing in H2. Only if he catches him unawares, and Prinz now knows what's going on, so he knows that he can kind of just back off, just kind of boom mass. And Kevin might get a bill or 2 actually. Yeah, he didn't see it, but one of the steppe riders was close enough.
Oh, and he only split off 1, so that bill's
split
gonna
off
win.
1, because at least one's gonna make it to the outpost in time. He might get another one here though. Yep, he got 1 there, and wait, he might not even get this one. He didn't even get that one.
Did they buff step damage to villagers, or?
No, they always had a I thought they had a multiplier. I guess not. They just do 15 attack.
Yeah, I don't know.
And Kevin does have a pretty decent mass of units here. These pikes are... The problem is, like, the pikes are just not that good. And yeah, 4 Huss catching the steppe riders, like, probably not even 1 Huss is gonna die. Okay, Kevin trying to escape to...
Massacre.
Like, I remember dude playing a China game versus somebody, and they shipped 3 Huss, and I shipped steppe riders, and I thought 7 steppe riders would be able to beat 3 Huss, but...
That's funny.
They don't.
Yeah.
They just don't.
No, yeah, they're kind of a garbo unit unless they... I mean, they're fast, and so they can raid alright.
They're faster than Huss, which is...
Yeah.
Okay. I'm a little bit worried if Prinz pushes in here, like, he can't really be taking this fight right now. Like...
Yeah, I think that's the first time he scouted, like, just how big Kevin's mass is.
Yeah, like, this is a lot of pikes.
Yeah, like, at this point, Well, at this point, it feels like there's no way China can be close to aging, but he's almost got a shipment, and
Yeah,
700
he
coin
can
would put
ship
him up.
700 coin in age.
Huh? Kevin is just like, this is sort of what happened last game
Honestly,
too.
I don't even think there's any point to him shipping the coin because he only needs 500. Like by the time the coin
Yeah.
gets here, he'll only need like 200.
Yeah, you're right.
And getting
He's-
the step riders away looks like paying off a little bit. You'll get at least 1 vil here.
Yeah, he's nicely microing those back so they take as little,
Yeah, as little melee damage as possible.
yeah, little punch damage.
Little punchy punches.
Yeah, trying to,
No, I don't think he'll get that one.
yeah, I think
'Cause
just the one bill.
The Huts are there on time. And as we've already talked about, Huts just handle steppy riders. Yeah, I don't know. I thought this wouldn't end up well for Kévin, but it feels like he's about to click up. It feels like he's in a okay position. Because really what's scary kind of is Huss, and Prinz just doesn't have that much Huss.
Yeah, you just can't push into this though. Like this large mass with defender's advantage and the chokes, like big advantage for bow pike. Usually Muskas is better bow pike in an open field setting, but defensively, much better for the bow pike.
Although
And so
it is a lot of Musk. If Kévin doesn't micro real well, he could end up just kind of getting overrun a little bit.
are coming to join, so this would be the time. Kévin was doing a nice job, kind of doing some pulls with the bows. I mean these bows do a lot of damage to musks.
Yeah, but they've had like 4 volleys in a row on the Huts.
True, yeah.
And he's losing some bills here, which is okay. The pike control. Oh no, I think Prinz is just gonna win here.
Yeah, you would have liked to see those pikes go in the cover mode or something when they're just
I think
getting decimated.
Kévin. Well, I say that. The mass is dwindling, but he's killed I think 4 vills now. And
Yeah, 4 or 5.
There's next to no anti-cav, and 5 more Huts are coming in. And I'm worried these skirms are just gonna pop and have no protection.
Yeah, that was the right time to attack for Prinz.
Yeah, that was good timing from him. And pike minutes coming out, but
He's got sneak sandwich. There they go. They're going on the sandwich route. Gonna pinch those choke news. Really nice choke though, kind of in between that racks and the village though.
I think he should just stand there. He shouldn't move. Just try
Yeah,
to kill
right.
as many musk as possible. Try to pop your skirm somewhere far away.
Got the village northish kind of.
Does he? I don't think he has a consulate.
Yeah, no consulate.
So I guess he has to
rough.
ship. He'll ship swords first.
Or Manchu. Look at his coin count.
Oh yeah, Manchu would be pretty good. Oh no, these skirms are gonna die.
Yeah, they needed to run right away. And that goat is still alive, kind of.
Yeah, he hasn't eaten the goat. Yeah, Manchu on the way. Oh, and Prinz leaving the skirms. Okay, now he's going back to try to find them. It would have been nice if he'd popped those skirms at the village down south. Oh, and he is escaping the skirms.
Get away with them.
But I just don't know at this point. I mean, he's got 25 vils, no consulate. Versus Prinz, who has almost 50 vils.
是的，什么？
And it just looking, I think the scores kind of reflect the situation.
Yeah, this is really good for Brit, cleaning up that big China army. And killing a village, so China's gonna be... He's got those Manchus, so I feel like he's gonna be popped. Oh, he is, yeah.
Oh yeah, he's popped.
Kind of a feels bad moment. Huh, interesting. Like, so I thought Kévin staying H2 was really bad, and then I saw its giant mass, and then I thought it was good. But then Prinz went in, and then it looked bad again, so...
Yeah. And I guess
That's Age of Empires for you.
I mean, I really think that if he'd had a little bit better pike control, things could have ended. You know, I don't think he would have won that fight, but if he'd been able to pick off, you know, 5, 10 more Huss, I think he'd be in a lot different position right now.
Yeah, for sure. He's gonna push back this army for the time being. And this might be, like, now that Manchus are out and there's a like, decent scrim count, it's kind of hard for Prinz here. He needs to catch this army out in the open.
Well, he's about
but he's
to
done
have
so much
longbow coming out.
Oh, yeah.
And 15
Wow.
longbow will, or 16 if he gets out full batches, will do a pretty good job, I think.
Forgot that you can make longbow after making Muscuss, usually. Usually I forget to do that and then lose, but longbow good unit.
Commandment.
Yeah. Especially versus Manchu Skirm. And I think just one more batch of longbow and I think it's going to be really tough for Kévin. He's got Meteor Hammer and also look at his res, like he's pretty quickly, you know, he's on berries in his base.
Yeah.
He's got to kind of go to a gold mine either at the front of his base or at the bottom of his base. And he's got no units in queue. Like, I think, you know, these Princes got out now 25 longbow, and I mean, again, you know, scores are kind of reflective of what's going on here. And what's going on here is Prinz is probably going to win this fight pretty handily. It is a nice meteor pop, but you know, when you have half the units.
Yeah, the Zuda principle coming in here is strong.
Yeah.
And this is just going to be a wipe.
When you have half the units, you can afford to make mistakes. Like you can afford to have things like that happen.
Yeah.
There's going to be a flying crow out, probably in about 30 seconds.
Yeah.
But
that's alright.
Crows just, I mean, in Age 3, they're just a little bit underwhelming. Like,
yeah.
and I think we can say goodnight, sweet Prinz, to Kévin. Because yeah, at this point, it's just not happening, buddy. I fully expect to see him hit that button in the next minute or so. He'll probably try to take one more fight with this flying crow, and then after he gets wiped, he'll probably hit that button.
Fortunately, the last 2 Summer Palace batches have not been on.
Yeah, he forgot. He didn't change his Summer Palace. And he's queuing up his first batch of units. I think in I don't think he's queued up another batch of units in H3. I think this is his first H3 batch.
I think you might be right. Damn. These longbows are doing work. Holy cow.
Yeah. Like at this point, just get all your units, bring them in, end the game.
Just gotta right click.
Yep.
And the right click is commencing. Nice.
Yeah, just blocking the musk up. They've got double cards, and there's like 20 more musk blocking in there. And yeah, Kévin decides to hit that button.
Calling a
So,
GG.
Yeah, I think if we look at the military unit population, like Kévin's, obviously this is a little bit deceptive because China units are, you know, he's got a lot of pike in here. Like those probably shouldn't count as a full unit pop wise. But Prinz pushes in at the right time, right when Kévin starts to age. Basically just cleans him up, and then China just can't recover at that point.
Yeah. Very nice game. Nice from Prinz. It was a cool idea from Kévin. Something that could work if your opponent doesn't punish it like Prinz did, but Muscuss prevails. pretty good strategy there for the British generally to make
Yeah.
manners and then the musketeers and then the hussars and then click your opponent. So
Yeah,
nice.
it felt like it almost worked, what Kevin did, but I don't know. It's just you spend 2200 res trying to age up, and the other guy doesn't, and if he pushes
Yeah.
at that time, then you know it's difficult.
Maybe if he like, what if you work 300 export into that build somehow and you get consulate musks?
Get
Like if you
Consmus.
two batches of musketeers there, that could be a lot better.
Yeah, because you know the Musk kind of do really well versus both the units Prince was making.
Plus they shadow tech to H3 on like the pikes and
Yep.
bows.
Yeah, they're actually not useless in age 3.
Yeah. Is this Decken?
Yep.
That is Decken in the pool?
Game 3. It looks like it's Deccan. Looks like
Oh
we've
my
got
god.
Prince on
I've,
India.
so I've actually like not really been paying attention to this tournament.
Hazır.
So I didn't know
Emre.
that Decken was in the pool. That is, I'm a big fan of this. Look at all those crates. Like, how could you not
Yeah.
like this map?
Yeah. There's so many crates, and Kevin's playing auto. Prince is playing India, and I think traditionally, this is kind of a little bit difficult for India.
Hazır.
I think we're gonna see auto age up at an absurd time. I mean, I know you can FF and be up at 5 minutes, like the H3 at 5 minutes. On this
Yeah.
map.
Selam.
This was, so I think for the December bounty of last year that ESOC did, the 5,000 challenge, the first map I tried to do it on was Deccan with Ottomans. And I think I got 5 Falcons out before 6.5 minutes. Like, you can do some crazy things on
Yeah.
Deccan.
Yeah, although India also basically can 10-10, and it's not really even, you don't really even like have to 10-10. It's just you have the food at that time.
Yeah.
Um, and
And he's
Prince,
going to get that wood
yeah,
treasure.
yeah, that'll be really nice. And he's auto goes for the TP, so India kind of gets free reign over the over the llamas, or I'm sorry, the water buffalo. And yeah, Prince sending he's already sending a forward vil at 1 minute.
Good God, this map.
And he'll be clicking up here in probably the next 30 seconds. Kevin Kevin went
Hazır.
market, which he's getting hunting
Why?
dogs.
Well, you have 7 builds. Why?
Yeah, I feel like perhaps a mosque. Perhaps
Yeah.
a mosque would be better. Yeah, I don't understand that. And yeah, India just dropping the Agra casually mid-map at 1 minute 30 seconds. He needs to make a house. Like, he's floating 300 wood. I'm not sure what's going. Okay, he is making a house, but he's gonna idle a little bit.
So India's aging up before they even got their first shipment. I just want to point that out.
130 click up.
Pretty insane.
And auto also clicking up at casual, 155.
Yeah. With that, I mean, Otto opened with 2 TPs, so he can stagecoach that route really easily. I don't know what he's aging with. I'm gonna assume it's the wood. He's chopping wood though.
I feel
Otto's
like
doing a weird thing.
I feel like if he scouts this Agra, I mean, I feel like surely auto just does fine versus India H2.
Yeah, I think Jan Avis is pretty strong.
Yeah.
Evet.
And it's like
But he's
the market and hunting dogs, man. Like, you have 3 bills on food. What's going on?
Emrin.
dude, I don't know why he's chopping wood though in transition. I don't know the last time I ever chopped wood with auto in transition. I guess he's gonna
Well,
lay
you
down a
do
wall.
it if you're doing the Jan rush, but I mean, he's obviously not Jan rushing.
Well, surely just ages 400 wood and
Yeah.
use that for stuff.
I feel like he's playing too greedy, like by a lot.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it'll matter because this matchup's just kind of pretty hard for India, but I don't know, normally auto age is a lot faster than India, and now they're basically going to be up at very similar times. And Kevin's walling, which is, I mean, I guess maybe he wants to end up in Fortress somehow, but...
I mean, I think it's okay, even if you plan on saying H2 Jenny, but it's just because the walls are so
yeah, it's so cheap.
handy.
I mean,
yeah.
he paid 20 wood, like... And Prince doesn't have a shipment, which... I mean, he's about to. Kévin shipping wood, so he is going to be staying H2. Prince shipping Sepoy.
For Sepoy Rush.
So, I don't know. I feel like typically this just wouldn't work, but I also feel like Kevin's playing too greedy here. So...
Yeah, but I don't know. Like, those walls might just be enough to slow the whole damn thing down for him to be totally fine. Because he's stacking a lot of red.
He's getting stagecoach though, and I feel like Prince could just go take the stagecoach for free.
Yeah, that's what I would do. But it's gonna take a while for that to get in, and Prince will probably go for the base before he realizes like stagecoach, before he can like even scout that stagecoach is in. But I think he's just gonna go straight for the TPs anyway. Which
so
is
let's see if Kévin. Surely he'll cancel. Like, I mean, you can't.
Yeah, I think you have to.
You can't contest this at this point. Like, you can't really contest this till you have Abus out. Abus, and he's just now dropping an artillery foundry. So let's see if he goes for that. If he clicks that button.
I think he'll click that button.
Come on, Kévin, click that button. We're getting closer, and he's not clicking that button.
That button's about to run out, and he hasn't clicked it yet.
Come on, Kévin, click the button.
No.
No, the button didn't get clicked, and now Prince is getting a free stagecoach TP. Although he doesn't have the wood to build it right now, but should have clicked that button, Kévin.
Yeah, damn.
He does have Abus on the way, so I think Kévin will be able to defend the second TP.
A lot of Sepoys.
Maybe, but yeah, that is a lot of Sepoy, and Abus are a little bit awkward now because of their rate of fire.
I mean, one thing that feels relevant is that Deccan was a map for the New World Championship LAN, which Prince was a top 8 player for, and India's kind of Prince's main. So I feel like he's played a lot of India on Deccan, actually. I think he's got this sort of early Sepoy, big mass kind of down.
He did go wood trickle after Sepoy, so you know, India is kind of known for being able to play aggressive and still having eco behind it.
Yeah, but, you can say the India all-in isn't even all-in.
These 5 Abus might be able to, because there's only 2 Gurkha, so these 5 Abus might be able to push back.
The Prince is just going to sack an elephant there because his units, it's just impossible to path around a TP on DE, so this way he doesn't lose any Sepoys. Both of his monks are dead now, and he's got a bill by this TP that I think he wanted to build the TP with, but...
Also, I think he did the classic thing where he didn't change the waypoint from the Agra, and so when he shipped the trickle, export, when you shipped the trickle, the bill popped out.
Makes sense. Yeah, how does India beat Jan Avis in H2? I mean, I guess just with more stuff.
I think you click the resign button, or you hope they push the Agra, and then you pop like auto Minutemen and Sours and Abachi units, like while they're under the Agra. And I guess looking at it, it's okay that Kévin didn't click that button to unqueue Stagecoach because he's about to go back and take the other one, and he's held on to one. So
It's about to age. Interesting.
yep, he's clicking the age up button.
So one of the buttons he had clicked was Stagecoach on food for some reason. He got like 38 food.
Yeah, I
That's
did
so
see
bad.
that. It is. It does feel just a little bit underwhelming, only getting 38 res per pass, but you do get the passes very, very frequently because this is a very short line. But Prinz kind of, I think his spidey senses were tingling. He could kind of tell that he kind of thought maybe Kévin was going back for the TP.
Yeah.
And I think, I don't know, if he pushed forward a little, he'd probably realize by the fact that Kévin wasn't playing aggressive that he was aging. But now Kevin's about to be up, and I think it's, you know, how does India deal with Jan Abis? Well, how does India deal with Jan Abis Falc? Like,
It's gonna be really tough for him, and he's in no position to like push him in that air, punish this, you know.
no, he's really not. The problem is, like, 10 A boosts behind these walls just shred anything. I guess he only has 5 right now, but
Is Prinz trying to age? Like, what are his res stacked right now?
Prinz is not. He's not anywhere near aging. He just got Imperial Bureaucracy and Auto 4 Vills.
Yeah, I guess India. It's way too early for him to age.
He's adding Sours, which Sours are just kind of a sad unit versus like Jans.
Yeah, this looks like it's gonna be tough for Prinz.
They're just, I mean, again, they do that. One good thing about Sours is they have like a lot of upgrades that you can chip for them, so like they can get pretty good. But before upgrades, they're just not that great. And I think we're seeing, Falcs on the way for Kévin. So he really needs to get vet jams, get these Falcs, and then looking pretty good for him.
Yeah, just kind of right-click aggro. Prinz is positioning his units in an interesting way. Are there vills by that TP?
Yeah, there are. They're eating this wild elephant. And I think Kévin might get caught out a little bit here.
I mean, that's like half of Otto's eco in vills, so that could be pretty good for Prinz. At least getting the snare on one. Kévin needs to drop that one back, but he's dragging them all.
But I just don't know if it matters that much. Unless, like, he needs to kill this army, and
yeah, good point.
I don't know really how he does that. And now Kévin getting vet jans, he's got Falc, so it's probably time to slow push the aggro. And I don't think, it looks like Prinz is going to be aging, so it's definitely time to slow push on the aggro here. And I think Kévin kind of senses that. I don't know. It just feels like he's just played like too greedy, like, because this is kind of a slow Falc push. Like, he had to make units in age 2 because he went for Stagecoach, so that slowed him down to age 3, and slowed him down slowed down obviously shipping Falcs. And
Yeah,
Prinz
it's like
going for the raid here, see if he gets anything. And he's always just had a lot of vills on wood, like.
Right. It's really weird. Like maybe. Yeah, I don't know. It feels like he didn't commit to. I think you either commit to H2 or you commit to like an FF. And he tried to do like a greedy H2 plus FF, and and the result is that the H2 wasn't itself very strong, and the H3 hits a little late. And now Prince's kind of more mobile army is getting the better of these Falcons, and he's forcing Kévin to go back,
Yeah.
which is not really what Kévin wants to do, seeing as Prince himself is aging. So
Yeah.
I think Prince is sort of kind of tipping
I
the
think
needle a bit here.
I would not mind being in Prince's situation right now at all.
No.
Because Siege Jellies come out, and then, you know, and then at that point you kind of leveled the playing field.
Yeah. Is that did Otto's hero ever get revived, or
No, he did not.
damn?
It would have been nice. It looks like now Kevin's sending a Vil down there to do it, but I think Siege Jellies are going to be out. Veteran C is going to be out, and I think the score's kind of reflecting that India's in a good situation. He is down, like his score's underinflated because he lost to Agrafort. And,
Yeah.
you know, mass-wise, I think, you know, it's fairly even. Kévin does have Janissary combat, so these Janissaries are pretty solid, actually. They've got almost 300 HP. But Prince just needs to buy a little bit more time, get out a few more units, spend, he's like almost macroing to go Age 4. He needs to look at that, spend those resources plus. And then I think he'll be okay. Like 10 more,
for sure.
10 more Gurkha here, and there's not that many A-boots on the field.
India just has like so many more tools to deal with auto and H3, you know.
Yeah.
And the nice thing about Prince's position, like with respect to defender's advantage, is that since Kevin's going Jan Abyss, his units are slow, and it's going to take a lot of time for them to march across the map.
Yo.
So he's going to get a big position there.
It's like it really looks like Prince is going to go Age 4, which is
pretty, he actually is.
Pretty ballsy.
Holy crap. That's really, really ballsy. But he's going to click that Age up to Age 4 button.
Yeah.
And that's going to be good for him.
You'll get 2 man out, and I don't know why Kevin's going back. I'm not sure what he's waiting for. He'll have 10 more A-boosts on the way. But
I should just do the build.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
I think the build would have certainly been better than what he did.
Yeah.
And Prince almost catching some A-boosts here, but they did escape. And Prince did get in the it's basically Boyers for India that improves Gurkha. Well, actually, it's not in yet, but it improves Gurkha, Sepoy, and Sour HP and damage by 10%.
Damn,
so
that's good.
It's a pretty good card.
So I guess he doesn't have Discipline Gurkha yet. I mean, what does going H4 do for you here as India? Do you just ship Urumi and...
I mean, I guess, but
probably.
he sent his shipment on that upgrade instead of saving it for like 10 Urumi.
Yeah, good point. Maybe he just wants to just get guard units, but he's not really macroing for the upgrade.
Yeah.
It's going to be a tough hold, I think.
I don't know, just looking at this, he's going to get a lot of XP from a fight, and then as long as he kills the cannons, Urumi are probably going to do pretty well. He still doesn't have H3 Gurkha, which is unfortunate, but because you want to get it, because you want to get that range upgrade. And once you get H4, then they compete with A-boost range-wise. But he's choosing to instead get H4 Sepoy, although his barracks is in an odd position. He only has 1 for some reason. He really needs to spend these res.
Yeah, he's been needing to hit that spend res button for We've been saying for quite a while.
Yeah.
It's possible that even H4 was just sort of an accident.
Yeah, I was actually
in
thinking
H4.
that because he just doesn't have the facilities to spend his res. So
Yeah, and now he's taking kind of like a weird
yeah,
fight.
this
Like,
is an awkward fight, and I mean I think he's so far ahead. Oh, that stomp! It's always you hate to see
damn.
it.
It's just still got like 20 jams.
It's
out of
really
it.
not a good fight for him to be taking, but I mean I think he's just so far ahead at this point that it doesn't matter.
Well, yeah, Yurumis are on the way now. Do Yurumis do okay versus Abyss? I don't know.
They do. I mean, if they get on top of them.
Yeah.
And
Gonna
Prince
be
did kill a few vills in a raid. Otto is going for another TC, but he's already 20 vills down. So, oh, Spahi on the way actually. Spahi could be bad for Prince. Like, where is his?
Nice. Fire.
He doesn't have much anti-cav, and Spahi wreck Urimi hard.
He's gonna make Seapoy though because he's got honored Seapoy.
Yeah. Well, he's getting Vet Gurkha though, and make more Raxes, man. You have 50 bills.
Now he just has no food. This is
It's just awkward. Like it feels
yeah,
like he's
it's
really.
awkward.
It feels like he's really far ahead, but
Engine.
At least he scouts Spahi here.
quite awkward. Yeah, he knows they're coming, so he knows he needs to make more Seapoy.
But the Abyss will just shred the Seapoy. I'd even like to see. Well, I think I'd definitely like to see counter infantry riflery out of Kévin because it does affect Abyss, and I think. What's the tag on Yurumis? Are they heavy infantry?
Let's see.
I feel like they can't
And
be.
infantry, land military. So no, they don't get.
Yeah.
They don't get
They, like-
affected by counter.
They like have their
infantry rifle.
tags. Yeah.
And Prince did use his siege elephants to take out one of these TPs. So
Oh,
that's
that's nice.
quite nice.
Evet.
And I don't know, even an age down, Jan Abus is
Hazır.
just pretty good combo.
Chan Abus Spahi. I mean, Spahis are usually underwhelming because of goons, but if your opponent doesn't have goons, pretty good units, really.
Although he's losing 2 to 3
That's
before
tough.
the fight even happens.
That stomp just done 3 of them. Holy
And
cow.
here come the Urine. And if Kévin doesn't
Okay.
micro really well, this could get ugly.
Yeah, I'm. This is definitely in India's favor. I'm changing all my minds here, but
The Spahi are kind of connecting though on the Urimi a little bit.
still, I mean, H4 Yurumi are good unit.
I don't know why Prince is attacking this Spahi. Okay, now he's retasked.
A weird micro there, yeah.
And yeah, I mean, most of the Urimi are dead, chasing around one Spahi, but they tank so much and allowed the Sepoy to just get on top of everything. But
Wait,
I think
Jan
you,
Abus though.
I think you need to change your mind again.
Yeah, I'm changing my mind again. Jan Abus is such a good comp, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
it's so good because Jans are.
Kevin's
With Jan
micro
combat.
slacking a little bit. But the thing is, like, 26 A-boost, like, oh,
That's
but
so much DPS.
going back to Prince's PO view, he decided I've got a lot of coin, gonna drop that monastery and click the Mameluke button.
Damn, he's actually clicking the Mameluke button, and he's clicked it 5 times while he's
Yeah.
going. That's just a casual 5 mams here that's going to be carrying on the battlefield.
He has no market actually though, so it looks like it's only gonna be 4,
Oh.
but still. These guys are cracked. And
They actually they're low-key very cracked.
14 Sepoy coming out to bolster the Sepoy, and
Kind of wasting the Seaboys there though, engaging before the mams
Yeah.
and the 14 Seaboy.
but it's just
But-
there's not very many jams, and I think it might be time to change your mind again.
Yeah, I think I'm going to change my mind again. This looks good for India again.
Yeah, I think this is kind of the last hurrah.
It's kind of like a GG. Really nice man micro actually by Kévin, making sure that he's getting them on. Snaring all the units, making sure that Kévin's there on the drop of the back.
Stomp coming in.
Stomp's coming in.
And yeah, I think Kevin's pressing the resign button. Yep, there we go.
Damn, those Mamelukes pretty good.
And it was just what Kévin did was just so slow.
Yeah.
Like it was just way too slow. Like versus India, you gotta play with tempo, and it felt like Prinz had the tempo like basically the entire game, except for like a quick minute like when Otto was age 3 and Prinz was age 2. But then Kévin had to rally his whole army back to keep from getting base traded. So
Yeah, it's really well played from Prinz.
yeah,
Yeah, I feel like if you're gonna be that slow, you might as well just be doing a 4 TC build.
yeah.
Like unironically, I think it'd be good on decking.
And just it was, even though he was way down in score, it wasn't looking terrible for Kévin. But then the mams popped, and that was all she wrote. So I believe that sets the score. That sets the score to what, 2-1 for Prince of Kabul. So
Yeah, 2 on Prinz, and it's best of 5, right? So
Yeah.
first to 3.
So I got sent 5 games. So we'll see if there actually are 5 games or if Trevor baited me.
Yeah. I'm gonna refill coffee, but I'll just be gone for 30 seconds.
Sounds good. We'll just see what's going on, what map it is. Go ahead and unlock this. So looks like Prince is playing Japan. Looks like Kévin is playing low coda on Malaysia. So each player kind of has their own little water. You can see here you got 3 whales and a decent amount of fish. Neither of these civs are really civs that kind of typically like to go for water that much. But I do think on this map, if you see, my wood macro is not that great. Got 500 wood, nothing to spend it on. Dropping a dock and making a few boats is definitely pretty good, because it's not very common that your opponent is going to try to contest your pawn. So we'll kind of see if either player decides to make a few boats. Again, I don't know if we'll see it, probably not, but certainly something to kind of keep in mind here. And this matchup is, I don't know, it feels like a lot of the Lakota matchups just feel like, or low coda, I'm sorry, mispronouncing it. A lot of the matchups just come down to they just run around, and then they send dog soldiers and attack dance, and you just lose the fight super hard and you can never recover. I do know Kévin, I played him in this matchup maybe a month ago, and he went for or tried a good old club rush. So we'll see if he tries to do that, or if he'll go with maybe more traditional cav based play. I think either option can be fine.
I'm back.
You got that refill?
Yeah, I grabbed the refill. I saw my dog on the way there, so I hit that pet button on the dog.
Nice.
For just a little bit, yeah. Got a nice little pet in there. So I see the matchup is low coda versus Japan. That's pretty cool.
So we'll see. I feel like, as with most low coda matchups, I feel like they can just kind of run around until dog soldier time, and then get dog soldiers and win. But we'll see, because I was saying I did play Kévin in this matchup, and he tried a club rush versus me like a month or so ago.
It's Japan?
Yep. Or no, as low coda. But he didn't scout that I was also proxy club rushing him.
Oh, nice.
So it didn't end up too well for him, but
damn,
we'll
pro.
see. we'll see if he goes for kind of a forward war hut type play or maybe more traditional kind of stable play.
Kévin got these water buffalo space like he wants to eat them to age up a little faster. That's what that looks
Yeah,
like to
he
me.
does have them. He's got them spaced kind of far apart. So we'll see. He might try to, go for a 15 vil age up. And eat them. And Prince is shipping boats first, which I think is good.
Yeah, for sure.
And he's
I
gonna have a really nice age time.
I just don't really know how this matchup goes. I mean, it's definitely not a commie map and like probably not a commie matchup. So I think we're gonna see stuff played out in H2.
Yeah,
But
we'll see. I think Low Coda can kind of control, what they want to happen.
yeah,
If
they
want,
just have so much tempo.
yeah, if they want to kind of have the game play out in H2, or if they would rather it play out in H3. And Prince has got 3 vils on. He clicked up at 220, and he's got 3 vils on the Wonder.
And that's the Tori.
Yeah, 4 vil. No, it's the Toshuga.
Oh, it's just the map. The map texture made it look like that grassy strip that's in the
Yeah.
Tori.
But he's got 4 vils on the Wonder, so he is halfway up, and Kévin hasn't even clicked up yet. Kévin should be eating these yaks, like.
Yeah, this is a slow emphasis on the low age up.
Yeah, like he's clicking up at 315, and Prince is
bad.
already 60% of the way aged up. And Kévin immediately going vils to wood, which signals to me it might be forward war hut time. But I think maybe when he sees that Prince is literally going to be up at 3 minutes and 50 seconds, or 3 minutes and 45 seconds, he's probably going to do war hut and base, if he does war hut at all.
He scouted that Wonder progression, so he knows. That Bill headed to mid map was just to herd.
Yeah.
So I think we are going to see something kind of in base out of Kévin. He wants to build a TP though. Stat.
Yep. Yeah, he's almost got the wood for it. And I think he'd probably like to go for stage, but Jap's just up so fast. Like,
Is it worth it to just have that many bills on the Wonder then? 3 or 4, however many it was?
I don't know. I think there's kind of mixed opinion on that, because it's very, very nice to get your 600 wood in at like his 600 wood in's coming in at 430, which is when you're typically aged up. That's very nice, but you don't really make shrines in transition, so I'm sure
it is a water map.
Somebody
So you get your.
has done math. Yeah, you do.
I
get
think
the
it's
boats.
good on. Right, yeah, I think it's good when you can ship the Portuguese consulate boats early. I think that's a big bonus.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it just feels good when your first batch of units is popping and your opponent literally just hit H2.
Yeah, and if he has a little better macro, that could be like 5 Ashy. He can't really do much with them, so it doesn't really matter, but.
Yeah, and Prince he's only on 50 shrine pop, but doesn't really matter. He did scout the kind of I mean, this is really you can't go much more forward than this. And let's see, Kevin's probably making he's making seat and shipping axe, getting stage. So that's again, I feel like it's kind of ballsy to go for stage in this position.
I think he can do it though. I think Lakota just has like that much tempo advantage.
Yeah.
Like shipping these 4 acts is so huge.
Even
I mean, they get
age a minute later.
Yeah, I mean 4 bills, shipment age 1, free placer mines, 4 axe riders. Like you don't have to build houses. They can afford to go for stagecoach here. Although he's just deleting some axe riders.
Prince basically killed 2 axe there, and Prince is shipping Yumi, which I don't. Oh, excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you. Prince shipping Yumi, which I'm kind of questioning that decision.
Yeah. Like, why not just 600 wood again and make Yumi
Yeah.
or something?
Yeah. I think really you only really want to ship units as Japan ever if you are trying to hold, because you've got, you know, like 8 or 9, since you can ship shipments twice, other like shipments that I think are almost always better. And Kevin trying to hunt the explorers, he was so close to finding both of them, but instead he found neither. So, and it looks like he's just massing Settons, which Setton pretty good unit now. If we compare,
and he's shipping them too. So he has a nice game sense that he realizes Prince is just sort of going for big H2 mass, and so I think he is preventing against that right click button.
yeah. I don't know. It feels like, you know, Japan's got same eco, same military population, but I guess he's got so many Musk, and these Setton just do quite good versus Musk.
Pretty good.
Needs
And
to micro.
yeah, he needs to go back, and honestly, I think he needs to just kind of slow push shrines and build like a TP, you know, when he does that or some shit.
Yeah.
Because C-Tans plus TP is really strong.
Yeah, I think he needs to yeah, he just needs to go back, and yeah, if you have your settings in the TPs, it's just quite good. They get
And
so much HP.
that loco to hero also just tanks infantry forever.
He tanks so hard.
So he's really good in H2. Honestly, like Lokota's just a good set.
It just feels like, as Japan, you just can't really leave your base. Like,
yeah,
it's like
ever.
if he actually tries to fight this, he's just gonna get nuked. But I also feel like Prince has played quite, besides shipping Yumi, he's played pretty greedy. I mean, he's got 34 bills. I mean, he's only 120 shrine pop, but I'm not even sure if you want to be making that many shrines outside your base, because you're basically just feeding them XP, because you can't defend them.
I agree.
And if they're active on the map, like Kevin's being, they'll just siege the shrines. And I think, I wonder if Kevin's posturing to age. He is shipping coin, which means he's either posturing to age or a corral's going down. A corral is going down, actually. So I wonder...
It was a good choice.
I wonder if we'll just see him add axe and just try to nuke an age 2 or age. And I wonder if... I feel like Kévin might have been missing a hunt, because it's 9 minutes and... like, look where he's hunting.
Yeah, this is, I think the hunts were symmetrical for both players. It's just the spawn of Malaysia where you just don't get any hunt behind your TC. So the second hunt was at like mid-map, is what I kind of noticed. I don't know if he's eaten his berry. I think he's maybe even already eaten his berries.
No, he hasn't. He's still got berries.
Okay.
And
it's
2 wills go down, 2 more will go down at least.
Yeah, I mean, damn, that's a really nice pickup for Prinz.
Yeah, 6 vills gone, 7 vills. So is this going to be, you know, maybe Prinz? Can he kind of take the series off the back of killing 7 vills?
He did lose about 8 Ashy, so...
Yeah, the
he's gonna...
volley just... But
they're so fast.
He's got to be careful. Kevin's got to be careful here.
Wait.
And
this is a close game.
Kévin is aging. So I feel like he just wants to kill these naggies and then maybe back off. Although, dude, he's aging, and I'm pretty sure he wins this fight.
Yeah. This matchup I think is actually just
The problem is
really
you
good.
can't leave your base if you're Japan.
Yeah.
Because if you leave, like, imagine if he wasn't, you don't know if he's aging or not. Like, if he wasn't aging, like, your whole army would just be dead right now. Like,
You're getting, because there would be just like 10 axe
yeah,
riders.
it'd be
that would
plus
do
10
everything.
axe riders.
But I mean, so even if you don't leave your base as Japan, like we saw that matchup. Granted, it was only one game, but Haza was playing Japan versus Keister's Dakota, and it was on Siberia, which is like the best port commie map in the pool. And Haza never left his base, and the game went to like 40 minutes, and like Lakota still won by just siege dancing. So
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't think there's like a single matchup that Lakota really loses that badly. And now he's just shipping rifle riders, and Prince, it looks like, is trying to posture to age, but he's also making the mistake again of leaving his base, and if he gets caught by these rifle riders, he's just going to lose, how many Ashi is this? He's just going to lose 24 Ashi, and then he'll never be able to recover from that.
yeah, rifle riders are pretty good unit. Sue actually has just like no compositional weakness, right? Like, rifle riders kind of play the role, or like the niche role of countering the unit you're weakest to, which would be musketeers, if you didn't have rifle riders, you know. So.
Yeah, and I'm worried that Prince is aging now. I think if he gets aged up, he might be okay. He gets aged up safely, but I just don't know if that'll happen. I mean, 10 rifle riders and these set and just wipe everything. He has no unit. He's training some now, but
Yeah, I think here we're just going to see a big right click from Kévin. And minutes popping out, that's going to be nice. I mean, tanking those rifle rider shots, doing some good DPS. Rifle riders are pretty kind of paper.
A decent amount of those rifle riders going down. And he is getting some unit now, but just look at the I mean, look at the plus 20. It's like,
yeah. Now the rifle riders are in business. Are those Setton's veterans?
no, they're not. And Wakina are following this up, and I think Prince he's not going to be dead here, but I mean, this is just such a good trade for Lakota.
Yeah, he's not even dancing. Not even on the community plaza. All Red's army is gone.
And Kévin is upgrading Set now.
Interesting.
And yeah, Prince, his only non-idle vills are his boats.
Nice.
And well, I guess he's got 2 vills on the back of the Wonder. It's like, what does Jap do at this point? Like, yeah, you're up in eco, sort of. The other guy does have stage, but
I think you hit that button.
so like, it feels like you're just never gonna be able to take the trades.
Yeah. Club's going on that hero. Kévin kind of a little bit of micro god there. Immediately starts moving his hero away. That was nice.
And it's like Axe Rider, or 3 dog soldiers are on the way, and where's the anti-cav from Prince?
Yeah. Kévin also doesn't have any anti-cav, and 5 Nagis are on the way.
Yeah,
but I feel like
rifle riders will be there. Oh, and Kévin even gonna be killing these boats.
Oh, that's nice from him. I was gonna say, does Kévin have did he have 3 privateers in his deck or anything like that?
I don't think he did. No, he didn't.
Okay.
But I mean, these canoes will just kill him.
Yeah.
And then he can even go for a little bit of bee fisher in Prince's Pond if he wants.
Yeah, he can bee fish in his own pond. He can throw down some 400 wood TCs if he wants. He's got a lot of options. I mean, I guess the scores are even, However, Kevin's a little bit ahead, and
Yeah,
Sue is, or
low
Lakota's pretty
just
undervalued.
underscores heavily.
Yeah, Lakota is low score.
It's like, this is just so awkward. Prince is having to get so many veteran upgrades, losing 6 vills.
Yeah.
He was idled for a long time. And, you know, looks like Kévin is going for some fishing, and we're quickly approaching the infamous 18-minute mark where there's going to be a lot of dog soldiers out.
Yeah, if you play Lakota, you probably just shouldn't resign until after you've called the dog soldier big button.
Yeah.
It's like a rule of thumb.
And these boats are cleaned, and I guess Kévin gonna be getting some additional food from the water. I guess that's a good way to invest your wood from Stagecoach into
For sure.
that way you can have Stagecoach on the most efficient res and then turn it into food and gold.
It also just kind of preserves your hunts, which, as we see, are really running out from Kévin. So maybe that's like a win condition here for Prince, is he has to somehow abuse the fact that Kévin is, I don't know, has no
But
hunts.
I feel like by the time Kévin runs out of hunts, he'll have, you know, 20 fishing boats.
Yeah, I mean, like, not really as in a contain, but as more like a raid. I meant, like, to raid him. But he's got LOS set up, and low coda is very mobile in general, so I don't think it works.
Yeah, and Kévin using these canoes, he's going to be able to kill 4 shrines with these canoes.
Damn. Getting a ton of utility out of that.
Yeah. And now it's really just, at this point, if I'm Prince, I'm just thinking, okay, I'm just going to wait, and then eventually I'm going to get right-clicked, and then I'm going to resign.
Nani?
Although, that's probably not a good mentality to have, but I just,
Yeah.
I mean, he'll never be able to win a fight in open field. And eventually, low coda will just be at, you know, 200 out of 200, and he'll just get right-clicked.
Pretty much.
Kévin getting the,
Is that the upgrade
card that gives them 20% HP as well.
Nice. How do you feel about the card that gives them 2 war huts instead of the 20 HP?
I mean,
I think you get more Joaquina too.
Yeah, I think you get 16, but I also think I'd rather have, you know, it brings them from, you know, it gives them like 20 HP, and I mean, they're not a very high HP unit, so I think I'd rather have the HP.
That's a lot of rifle riders, interesting. So it's going like Joaquina rifle rider. I'd like to see more. I don't know. I mean,
Axe riders, honestly.
Yeah. I feel like Lakota doesn't even have to like push. He can just do what he's doing, which is slow push the shrines and just, like you said, get the jump pop.
And it does feel like Rifle Rider Wakina is a little bit susceptible to a big naggy switch, because Rifle Riders aren't that great versus naggies, right?
Right.
They do like 40 or like 50 damage, which again is okay, but like when you compare that to like a goon, you know, a goon just does more. And he is okay, he is getting axe and upgrading the axe. So I suspect we'll see, I don't know, I'd like Cav Combat, but he also could ship the Axe Rider card that gives them 20% HP.
That's interesting. Is Cav Combat 25 or just 20?
Cav Combat is 15, but it's HP and attack, so...
Right. But if you're already miss macroed, shit, you're not really stacking a lot of... Granted, he's got a lot of rifle riders that would be affected.
He is, okay, he is going Cav Combat. He is farming XP from these shrines, so... And Prince is about to be popped. He is picking up some vills, but again, like, the vill gap is just closing because Kevin's fishing. It wouldn't be bad if he started fishing on his pond too.
Yeah, I agree.
So I don't know, maybe Kevin's gonna wait for like, I don't know, 21 or 22 minutes, get that extra dog soldier from the big button. But Prince is just never gonna be able to win a fight unless he gets super lucky with pathing.
Yeah, he needs Kévin to somehow overcommit. But I don't even think that that's possible because the Lakota army is just so strong and there's so much of it. Like military unit pops, I guess Kévin has what 85 right now, and what's
Yeah,
Prince
it's
at?
85 to 60.
Yeah,
And low Coda units obviously are gonna be better.
yeah. Granted, I guess there's some C-pans, but DPS wise, they do pretty good. This is another big raid though for
Getting a
Prince.
raid, I don't know, some would say that killing low Coda vills just allows them to have more military units. But
True.
I think he probably got close to 10 bills there. But he
But
really
these Nagi
can't
might all die.
afford to lose these Nagi. And he's gonna lose at least half of them. He's losing like a lot of them.
He's losing like 3/4 of them.
Yeah, he had like 10 or so, and now he's got 4, and he might not have 4 for long because these Axe Riders are in chase. Yeah,
I really want to see this Axe Rider upgrade card just because I want to see the stats on him.
So Kévin down to 32 vills, but Prince is down to 43 military unit population. Make that 39. Oh no, and Prince is pushing out, and he's just gonna get absolutely shittered on over here. Like,
this is gonna be the biggest clap of 2021.
yeah,
Like coming up.
Like this, he's just gonna get obliterated.
I don't even think Kévin has a community plaza. I don't even think he's gonna build
it
on
doesn't matter. He doesn't have a
Yeah,
community plaza. He doesn't have dogs, but who cares?
Right, he's still gonna clap.
He doesn't even need like half his army. Like literally, the army that's fighting here kills this.
Yeah.
And that's
Oh my
literally
God.
only half his army. It's like Prince is like, oh, this is not a good fight for me, and then realizes that he's actually only fighting half the army.
Oh my God. The Joaquina. Why even make Joaquina? Honestly, just go pure calves. They don't even come to the fight.
Shipping the Axe Rider card. He can get the big button. And he's only on 28 bills, but it's again, Prince will never be able to win a fight.
He does have. I mean, yeah.
It's
He doesn't even have walls.
pretty good for Kévin to take this to game 5.
He's up in score even though he has like half the eco.
Yeah, it's 30 vills to 57. And some of these are boats, which don't quite gather as fast. But yeah, I mean, like, what can Prince do? Like,
Now he's got that community plaza. He's gonna just start siege dancing stuff. Do you know how many bills he has? Oh, he's got 14. It says.
yo, the Axe Riders are about to get an additional 20% HP. He's probably gonna go for the dog, big button, get like 6 dogs.
Yeah, I mean this is just you don't even need eco here as Lakota. You just
Yeah, I mean he could delete every single bit. Well, you want to have the community plaza going, but
yeah.
he
And
could
this whole
delete
time,
every
like-
eco and be fine. And really, he did that. He had like 42 bills and went down to like 28. So
Yeah.
he literally deleted most of his eco and it was fine. And it's like I've been in this like position so many times where it just you're like I just can never ever win a fight. I'm wondering where the dogs are.
He's just not calling them yet. I mean, he'll get them eventually. He's got all of his available villagers on food, but I mean, he should like
But I mean, again,
Still
doesn't
probably-
matter. Like,
Right, it doesn't matter, but like this push would be, yes, relatively a whole lot stronger if you wait for the dogs. Like if you just wait 15 seconds and have all your bills on food and call dogs and then go, yeah, it'd be a lot better, but he's still gonna clap.
Yeah. And now we're looking at 61, 60 military population to 1 military population.
Just siege dance everything
Yeah,
down.
the dogs are getting ready to come.
Yeah.
Minutes, sentries coming in to try to save the day. Prince does have the upgrade that gives Ashy 4.5 instead of 3.5 versus Cav, but which is really important versus Lakota, but he's deleted his army at least twice at this point.
Yeah.
I think he'll be clicking that button soon, especially as Kévin is very quickly approaching 1,500 food meters for dog soldiers.
Yeah. It's really nice to Kévin. He's bringing this series down by, you know, I'm assuming this is a dub for the Kev dog here.
Yeah.
Bringing this series to game
Yeah,
5.
looks like we'll be seeing him even the series. And let's see, I think this will be 6 dogs popping here. Maybe 7.
I think 7.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, it is 7. Wait, no, is that 8? No, that's 8, dude. Wow.
Pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good just to be able to call 8 770 HP units that do 43 attack. Yeah, I think we'll be seeing Prince throwing in the towel here. Because he just knows there's no possible way I ever kill this army.
I mean, you have to wonder, I guess. I feel like for so long there was like some sort of meta or understanding. Like people thought that Japan was favored in this matchup because they could wall and just like take the game late game versus Lakota. So I wonder if some of these older players are still kind of have that mindset in their head and like,
Yeah.
I don't know, just aren't giving Lakota enough respect or what's going on. But I mean, as players have been demonstrating, Lakota can do pretty well in this matchup.
Yeah. Yeah. It's, I mean, just looking at the military graph, I mean, despite the fact that he aged literally a minute later, you know, Kevin's just up basically the entire time. And you have to be up in military pop to ever win a fight versus Lakota. Like, if you're down, you just have no chance.
Yeah, you get clapped.
Yep. Yep. So, RIP for Prince there, and it's good to see old Kev bring it to a game 5.
Yeah, nice play from him. Like I said,
Kev's
maybe considered the underdog here. So
yeah, I think certainly in terms of if you just looked at the players, you'd probably say that. I do know Kevin's playing a lot. I'm not sure how much Prince is playing. So yeah, we got game 5 here. We got Korea. We got Haudenosaunee or Haudenosaunee for Kévin, or Iroquois as the people from Legacy will know them as, and then German for Prince. I mean, I think this is probably a pretty good map for Kévin. I think he can fish in age 1 and just age at the regular time, but with +5 fishing boats.
yeah, I think so. I think this matchup is like kind of even. Both players or both civs most comfortable in H3, but Haudenosaunee probably a little bit more comfortable in H2 if they want to do any sort of H2 timing stuff. That Travois is definitely going to the water,
Yeah.
so I think we are going to see some Fisher here.
Yeah, he is going B Fisher. Big shout out for those who don't know to B Winner, who basically invented this build, sort of. which is that you chop a lot of wood, you make like 4 or 5 fishing boats, and you still age up at like 4 minutes and 30 seconds just with like plus like 4 boats or 5 boats.
Yeah, pretty sick.
So that's
Does
quite good.
B-Winner play? I feel like I haven't seen him around.
Because I remember he streamed once on the old game, and his computer could barely handle the old game streaming at like very, very low resolution. So
Damn.
his PC probably couldn't handle DE.
Sucks. Oh well.
A legend of the game, gone forever.
I know. Now someone else has to be like the Botto god.
Yeah. Piss Kaiser off.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, back to this game. Kévin did get a food treasure, which is quite nice. He only has 1 boat. I feel like he should be getting more boats. Although I don't really play this Civ very much. But I thought you just put all your regular bills on wood.
He's got like 400 food stacked. Like, why do you need 5 bills on food right now? That's I can tell you right now, B Fisher would tell you that's not quite how it's done.
Yeah, I think you do definitely want more on wood. But I mean, he's a top 16 player and we aren't, so who are we to say really?
True.
But yeah, now he's getting another boat queued up, and Prinz is going for kind of the classic market start that you typically see from German. And I bet we'll see them click up at about the same time, but Kévin will just have more eco, even though German chips 4 bills in H2. And Kévin's just going for 3 boats. I thought you went for 4 or 5 boats. Honestly.
I'm almost certain it's the magic number's 4, but he got food treasure. Maybe he's just trying to age up a little early.
But still, he'll have an 18 bill age up, clicking up at about 3 minutes. So
yeah, I guess it's the normal time.
That's
so.
still, even though I think he could be +1 boat, I think it's still good. Obviously.
Big H in the chat is saying 3 boats is normal.
Oh, 3 boats is normal.
Maybe it's like if it's like a wood treasure map and you get a wood treasure or something. Because if you think about 80 wood, that's a free bill in H1 if you go B Fisher, which is pretty dope.
And this map is notorious. I think they've done something about it, but it was notorious for having a lot of wood treasures.
Yeah, they tweaked it, but there used to be like 80 or 85 wood treasures, which was nutso.
And both players clicking up about the same time, so we'll see. Prinz is going to go for a TP, certainly. And we'll see. I bet Kévin will go for it. I mean, I feel like you definitely... Hoodenays wants to go for a TP, right? So he's got a lot of bills on wood. I wonder if he'll consider training more fishing boats, too. I wonder... Prinz does not have caravels or frigate, so I think Kévin just has free reign to just train boats kind of whenever he has a little bit extra wood, and not ever have to worry about getting contested.
Yeah, because Hoodenays, I mean, like most of the native civs, lower on the eco side, but they make up for that by having really strong units, and so when you can squeeze in a little bit more eco like this, it's basically very little cost. It's generally pretty good for you.
Yeah, and I think especially with no vels, yeah, Kévin is dropping a TP in a market. We'll see what he opts for though. It'll be interesting to see because I know sometimes Prinz likes to kind of play things out in H2 a little bit. So we'll see what he goes for. And also where Kévin places his war hut. That's going to be kind of telling on if he has a kind of an H2 agenda or if he wants to, you know, kind of go up to H3 quite quickly. Looking at his macro, I'm thinking he wants to... Well, I was literally about to say I'm thinking he wants to play a little bit aggressive, but he did He's making a corral and base, so he's gonna start Kanye West, which is interesting versus German who's starting a barracks. That's kind of the opposite of how it would often, you know, traditionally what the ESOs do, which is German making Ulan in H2 and Haudenosaunee going for you know, a war hut.
Actually, really kind of bizarre to me.
So
that both
I'm
players.
wondering if they're both like trying to like counter. They both like tried to counter strat each other. Although Prinz is going for pikes first, so I think even though he did scout the corral, he was expecting 4 Kanye Wests in his base,
Bereit.
and I think
Yeah.
he's going to be a little bit surprised when he sees the corral. Although obviously it's fine because he's making pikes, like. And Kévin just getting out for Kanye West. So if Prinz doesn't see the stable, he might think that.
He shipped them.
Yeah, I think that surely that explorer saw the stable.
I think so. I think it has to be
I
LS.
think he definitely saw the stable. So, yeah, and Prinz queued up more pikes.
Pretty nice
So
pickup. That's huge. And all 4 pikes getting 1 swing each. Like normally when the pikes engage with the cav, like just a couple leading ones get a swing in, but
and this is really all these are dead. One probably will escape. Hopefully it's the high HP one for Kévin that can escape. But yeah, that was a really good trade for Prinz.
it's that's Pog Champ.
And Kévin going for the big button, he's adding a war hut. I don't know, I feel like Prinz can just ship gold and just kind of age almost for free. Although he is adding a stable.
Sometimes Prinz stays H2 a little bit longer than his own, than you know what's good for him. I think. So if he stays H2 for too long and like lets Kévin kind of get like a better H2 mask, because Haudenosaunee just has a better composition, he could be in a little bit of trouble here. I don't know.
It looks like he's macroing to age, but his gold shipment, it would have been nice for him to build a church. His gold shipment's coming in a little bit late. And Kévin's shipping Ayana and training Tomahawk, so he just needs to buy a little bit of time. But really, if I'm him, he needs to use that wood and that food and train some more units. Like, I guess he hasn't scouted the war hut. He might just think that Kévin's got H3 on the mind as well. Even though, obviously we can see his perspective and we know that he's not going to. And yeah, Prinz shipping gold now.
Like, if that coin was...
Like, does he even need to ship coin? He could just put all his food vills on a gold mine. And...
It's so like, oh man, that tragic German XP curve.
Yeah.
Like, if that coin instead of wood, like he'd already be up to H3, he'd be in a really good spot. But it's hard to.
Okay, he does have 10 crossbow, which he's desperately going to need as Kévin rallies units across the map.
Yeah, I think he's sort of realized how late he's aging.
But I don't
so
know.
it's good that he spent his wood for sure. No.
The thing is now though is he's going to have to be chopping a lot of wood because he just used. I mean, he really had to use all his wood on crossbows. And he's gonna struggle with being popped once he hits H3 because the German shipments they just take up so much pop. And this TP might buy him a little bit of time. Looks like Kévin was kind of postured to siege down that TP, although he's actually I guess changed his mind.
Yeah, he's gonna try to go in here for the kill. Oh, really nice building placement for Prinz.
Yeah,
actually.
I was gonna say. The pathing for Kévin would not be good if he tried to fight this.
Yeah,
and I think he's realized that, and he's shipping crates now. So my guess is he's gonna try to follow up the age.
For sure. I think he's gonna kill that TP and hit that retreat button.
Yep.
And kind of regroup. in the third age. Prince really scared, training more crossbows in transition.
Yeah, I think he just queued them up just in case, and then
Oh, did he
unqueued
cancel
them.
them?
Yeah, he canceled them once he
Oh,
realized
okay.
that Kevin was kind of sitting back a little bit, and Kevin about to be clicking up himself.
Nice, yeah.
And Prince had he had no shipment on age 3. Like it feels like he's just, I don't know, the XP curve of German did get nerfed a little bit, and I think we're definitely kind of seeing the result of that. A lot of people are like, oh, like 3% or whatever it was, not a big deal.
Auftrag.
But we saw him age late because of it. We're seeing him, you know, he's not getting his shipments delayed because of it. So I think we're definitely seeing the result of that nerf this game.
Yeah, like you said, I think if you build a church off of 700 wood early, I think it kind of makes up for it. I think that might be a good thing to do.
Yeah, because he shipped 700 wood and was floating most of it for quite a while.
Auftrag. Bereit,
Yeah, and I mean, you might have to like buy an extra house with coin or something if you do that.
But that's fine.
Right, it's kind of worth it.
Yeah. And I don't know if Prince poking here is a good idea because he just assumed that Kevin was 8 and he was right. But imagine if there's just plus 10 Kanye Wests here.
Yeah.
And even so, his mass is just not quite. Now that the skirms are arriving, he's probably okay. But Kevin shipping Cuirassé first. And Prince shipping skirms back to back, or he's shipping 8 skirms. So
going for 8 skirm, 7 skirm, I think, because that's a shipment of 8 already on the.
No, he didn't ship 7 because he didn't have a.
Right.
These skirms are trained. He didn't have a shipment when he clicked up.
Oh yeah, because he's double barrack, so he can train.
So he got out 8 or 9 or 10. But yeah, there's not much anti-cav on the field. I don't think he expects Cuirassé this quickly.
Yeah, generally, Houdiniz kind of likes to go for big force prowler mass. That's kind of their best unit in H3. But it looks like Kevin, shipping those early Cuirassiers, and I think he's also making 5 Kanye West, or
they're musket rider.
Oh, okay.
But I think 5 Cuirassé is enough hand cav. The only anti-cav here is 5 pikes and then like 8 Ulans. And let's see if he can get a big crack shot in. I don't know, it is a pretty big, it's a lot of units from Prince, but the Ulan are towards the top and the Cuirassé are going to try to come in from the bottom. And I think Cuirassé fighting Ulan they just kind of dick on him a little bit. Especially with a few musket riders in the back.
This looks really good for Kevin, for sure. There's like just no pure anti-cav. Are those Ulan veteran at least?
Yeah, they are vet. But look, I mean, Prince's next units aren't coming for over a minute, or about a minute at this, and he's just gonna lose his entire skirm mass.
Damn, there's still 4 Cuirassiers.
Yeah, and I think
it's a big white.
Looking good for Kevin. I mean, again, War Wagon are going to be popping in about 30 seconds, and by then all the skirms are going to be dead. And I just don't know how he really remasses.
Just, that's weird, because I mean, it's Germany, you're like, I've got early age 3 advantage. You aged up before Kevin. He even got he didn't lose units in H2, like if we think of game 1, where Prince was France. So I guess you don't really expect to lose that fight as Germany, but
yeah, he wasn't expecting Cuirassé that early.
Yeah.
And the problem now is we're seeing Prince having to migrate his vills to the top of the map because he just doesn't have many reds left in base.
Yeah.
And I thought he was going to get out a double batch of skirms, but it looks like he didn't. And 6 Kanye Wests coming in. These War Wagon are going to drop fairly quickly because, as mentioned before, they have hand resist, not range resist. So any range unit just kind of destroys them.
This Hugnay's hero being alive is just like really nice upgrade builder. Yeah.
And this is just, I mean, it just, I don't know what German does. Go for 9 Ulan and pray, but there's already 10 musket riders on the field, so I don't know how much that's going to help.
It's lost a fight. Kind of rough, but really, I mean, nice from Kévin, like shipping those security first. Is a good way to hold off Germany, because it's the scariest part of Germany's early H3 is that they get a lot of Ulans. They can either ship 9, 8, or they get them with the skirm shipments. But you're generally not afraid of like war wagons in early H3 because Germany can't really match them. So going for cures first, I think, is strategically a really nice idea. Holy cow, that hero is sprinting like mad.
Yeah.
Damn.
Mr. Silent One got a marathon runner. And I wish Kévin, I mean, you gotta know on this map at this point, like, Prinz is out of food and base. Like, I wish he would, I'm not sure what he scouted, because we okay, yeah, actually we can see, I'm foolish. So, the hunt that Prinz is on up here is just out of his line of sight, so that's pretty unfortunate. If he'd scouted just a little bit higher and scouted this hunt, then he'd know what was going on. But I mean, it just feels like, I mean, at this point, Kevin's got more vills. He's got better skirms. He doesn't, you know, he's got the ability to defend his vills on the map if he gets discovered. He's got double the military population. And again, Forest Prowler musket riders they're just better than Skirm War Wagon. Like,
yeah, feels good for Kévin at the moment. B-Fish are really paying off here. I think it looks like he's probably got like 7 boats.
He's training more boats.
Yeah.
I guess his wood macro is a little off, and he realized with no frigate, there's no reason not to. He is going to lose probably maybe 3 vills, definitely 2, maybe 3 here, depending on what Prinz decides to do.
That's alright. Kévin, I think feels like Prinz has to expand his eco down south, but he's known that he's not south for a long enough time that I think he's got to start moving his army up north.
Because if I'm Kévin, then I'm thinking he's probably gathering like right around here.
Yeah, same.
But now that Prince's army is coming, Prince's army is coming from the top, so Kevin's got to know. Kevin's got to know that he's up top, surely.
Going for the base trade here doesn't seem like a play.
No, I mean, when you have military advantage, I mean, it's not like he's got cannons slowing him down or anything.
Yeah, just
go ahead.
I was just gonna say he just did a quick 2 barrack snipe and now he's on his way back.
Yeah, and I think he's just gonna kind of sandwich Prinz between his army and his reinforcements. And, I mean, that's so many musket riders, and they're so good. Like, and that's a lot of forest prowlers, and they're also, let's see, 150 HP to 144, 20 attack to 18 attack. So, you know, they're just a better unit. Like,
they're just better. It's like they have a combat card on them.
Yep.
And they don't even have infantry combat yet, right? That's still a card that Hanesani can ship.
And I think probably what we're going to see happening, Kevin's going to follow Prinz up to his eco, win a fight, and then game over.
I think so.
Because, yeah, that's like a war wagon and a half, basically, that just died to 1 volley.
Yeah. And here come them. There's just so many units.
So many musket riders, dude. Like, look at those musket riders.
Oh gosh.
Like, the musket riders and the explorer could probably win this fight by themselves.
Yeah,
And
the
then
hero's like a falcon.
casually reinforcing with like 10
Super
10 forest
skirms.
prowlers. Prince going for the 9 Ulan, and yeah,
Just
that's all
doesn't
she
hit.
wrote.
So Kévin actually takes the series 3-2.
Yeah, it's a little bit
I
of a
guess.
surprise, I think, for a lot of people. I think, again, traditionally, Prince is seen as, over the past 5, 6, 7 years, as, one of the better people to play this game. And Kévin I mean, 2 years ago, he was at PR 26 playing Quick Search on RE. So it's really, it's impressive to see him, climbing up into the top 16 and then, beating one of the better players to play this game in recent history. So especially, a lot of people mentally, you get down, he was down 2-1, and you think, oh, no way I can win, but he stayed with it, and dividends were reaped. And I think, there was a guy who made a thread on the forums, kind of questioning Kévin, being like, yo, like, what's this guy doing here? I think he's showing that he definitely deserves to be here. He did.
Sure.
He didn't beat Hazza, but he did take a game off Hazza, which is, probably potentially the strongest player in the tournament. It's impressive as well.
Yeah, like you said, big testament to Kevin's improvement. The young French god really coming along. I mean, even H2O was saying he was really struggling to play against Kévin on the ladder. So,
Yeah.
I don't think it's fair to say, oh, Prince might be rusty or whatever. I think Kevin's just playing really good.
Yeah.
Certainly surprising me. So, but you like a good surprise. If you knew what was going to happen every time you tuned into a tournament game, you want to tune in. So, we like new players on the scene, pulling up pretty strong. So big shouts out to Kev Dog and the Plop clan. And I
Yeah.
guess he's French, so it's like he gets a bonus to Age of Empires 3.
Big Kev getting it done.